Hi and welcome to this fortnight's video blog. Glad you have linked in. Here in Queensland where I am, we've just gone into a 3-day lockdown again because we've had some cases of coronavirus. So we're here till Thursday night at this stage. So I trust we get back out by Easter. And thinking of Easter, I trust you all have a great Easter, that it's a really rich and meaningful time for you. Glad you've linked in. This is the third of 4 video blogs that are going to be around the topic of decision making. There's going to be another one the next fortnight. But this is the third of those. And this one's very simple, that healthy leaders make better decisions. Healthy leaders make better decisions. So this fortnight's blog is about a little bit about our own personal health as leaders. And I want to talk about 3 particular areas that will help us become healthier, I think, because it's a tough gig being a leader today, whether it's in an organisation or a church or a not-for-profit or a business. It's just a tough gig. So hopefully these help you. The first one is really this, that the importance of delegation. The importance of delegation and to be able to delegate some decision making. Sometimes we get fearful that if we delegate, the job won't be done as well as if we do it. And sometimes that's true. And in fact, it may be the first few times it's done by someone else, it mightn't be as good as you would do it. But it's best to do it and to equip others and to build capacity in others to make those decisions. The one thing I would say importantly is this, that when you delegate, don't just delegate a task, but delegate the authority for that task. So if you're on the other end of a task that's been just delegated to you without any authority to carry it out, then what you actually find is that someone's looking over your shoulder all the time to see how well you're going, to pick up on every point and just make sure the task is done well. So that's why it's important to delegate authority, not just a task, because you give someone the freedom to bring their own leadership into being in the carrying out of that task. So important to delegate. And overall, even though it mightn't be done as well to start with, overall you'll be building capacity in the leaders around you who are making decisions. So delegation and delegation of authority is a great way to build your own health and to release yourself of some really stressful decisions that don't need to be made by you. The second thing I'd say is this, that in decision making, if you're the key leader, you need to develop your decision makers. So you need to be intentional and serious about making sure you're building in to your leaders, development paths that will help those leaders grow as human beings, as leaders, and as people who can, in the future, make better decisions and better choices. So make sure you develop get a development path for those leaders. That's going to be really important. One of the objectives to that, or objections to that sometimes, is, well, if I develop leaders, what if I put resources, finance, time and energy into developing a leader and they leave my organisation? Isn't that just bad organisation or bad stewardship of resources? Well, no, it's not. No matter who it is, if someone leaves your organisation as a bigger person or a better equipped or with greater capacity than they started, that's a win all around. Now, most people, if you intentionally invest into them, won't leave, but even if they do, if they leave a bigger and better person, that's a great win all around and a very healthy thing to do. So make sure you are intentional about investing into decision makers who work in your organisation to help them become better decision makers, better leaders. Third thing I want to say is don't allow the success or failure of decisions that you make be the thing that defines you, be the determinant of your well-being or your value. You are not what you do, you're who you are. And I wish I'd learnt this earlier, and I won't say I'm brilliant at it, but I do want to give some time in a future vlog to this whole area. but realise that you're not what you do, you are who you are. And you will make decisions along the way, some of which might be fantastic, some of which might be, classic failures. But do not define yourself by the success or failure of the decisions you make. Way before that, you are a created human being with value, and it's not those decisions, right or wrong, or good or bad, or successful or failures, that actually determine your well-being. That's not about who you are. That's what you do, and it's important. So make sure you don't fall into the trap of defining your sense of well-being, your value, or your worth intrinsically as a human being by the decisions you make. Leadership and decision making is a bit of a roller coaster ride. You'll make some great decisions, and you'll make some ones that aren't so great, unfortunately, and have poor consequences. And you may get judged by those decisions, but for your own self-worth, don't allow the ups and downs of those decisions to determine your own self-worth. As I said, I'm going to spend a future vlog just looking at this particular area of our own sense of well-being and identity. But just for now, just want to say this, that great leaders and leaders that are healthy make better decisions. So important that we understand that. I hope that's helpful, particularly in this time when leadership is up and down and a bit uncertain. I hope those are things that are helpful to you. Delegate well, develop and invest in leaders who are around you, and don't allow decisions, successes or failures, to be the determinant of who you really are. Hope that's helpful. If it is, love your feedback on the website timhanna.com.au, Facebook, LinkedIn, on the YouTube channel. Love to hear from you. And until next time, take care and stay well.